Imagine waking up inside a concrete prison with no exit, no windows, no doors, no way to escape. You are trapped inside a vertical structure that stretches endlessly above and below. Every day, a platform full of food descends from the top floor. But there is one rule that controls everything. People at the top eat first. People at the bottom eat last. And by the time it reaches them, there is often nothing left. This is the platform, a system disguised as a prison, but in reality, something much darker. A man named Goreng wakes up inside this structure. He does not know where he is. He does not know how he got there, only that he has been placed on a random level of a massive vertical tower. His cellmate immediately explains how the system works. Every month, all prisoners are randomly reassigned to different floors. Your position constantly changes. One month, you can be on the top floor, eating everything you want. The next month, you can wake up at the very bottom, starving. There is no stability. There is no fairness, only probability deciding your survival. At the upper levels, people begin to act without hesitation. They take more food than they can eat. They consume without thinking about those below them. They waste resources that could have saved dozens of lives. Some even destroy food out of boredom or arrogance. And as the platform continues downward, the situation becomes predictable. By the time it reaches the lower levels, almost nothing remains. Not because the system is broken in terms of supply, but because human behavior destroys balance completely. Goreng begins to realize that hunger in this place is not just physical suffering. It is psychological transformation. It changes how people think. It removes patience. It removes empathy. It removes any sense of shared humanity. And eventually, survival becomes the only guiding principle left inside the tower. At first, Goreng still believes that something inside the system can be changed. He thinks that if people understand the consequences, they will start cooperating. He believes fairness is still possible if everyone simply takes what they need and leaves the rest for others. But reality quickly destroys this idea. No one listens. No one trusts anyone else. Every person inside the tower is focused only on their own survival. Because trust in this environment is not stable. It resets every month along with positions. People know their situation will change soon. So they act only for the present moment, without considering the future or anyone else. And Goreng slowly understands something deeper. The system does not turn people into monsters. It only removes the limits that normally hide what they already are. Together with another prisoner, Goreng begins moving downward through the tower. They travel from one level to the next, trying to change behavior inside the system. Their goal is simple: create balance. Make people understand that survival depends on cooperation. They try to convince prisoners to leave food for those below, to take only what is necessary, to think beyond their own floor. But every level reacts differently. Some become violent immediately. Some refuse to listen at all. Some have already accepted the system as normal reality and see no reason to change it. Each floor becomes more unstable than the previous one, more unpredictable, more aggressive, until the idea of control starts to disappear completely. As they go deeper, the structure of the system reveals itself more clearly. The lower levels are almost empty, not physically empty, but emotionally and socially erased. People here are forgotten by the system above them. There is no communication from higher floors, no awareness of what happens below. Life continues normally at the top levels, as if nothing is wrong. Food is consumed, conversations happen, and daily routines continue without interruption. Meanwhile, below, survival becomes increasingly difficult. This separation creates a system where suffering is invisible to those who benefit the most from stability. And that invisibility is what keeps the system functioning. At the very bottom of the tower, Goreng discovers something that was not expected by the system: a child. A living symbol of innocence inside a structure designed around survival and neglect. This discovery forces a change in perspective, because the child represents something the system cannot categorize or control: hope. Not hope for escape, but hope for understanding. Goreng makes a final decision. He places the child on the platform and sends it upward through the tower, not as a rescue attempt, but as a message, a signal to the upper levels that something inside the system has failed completely. The platform is not just a survival story. It is a reflection of inequality, behavior, and human decision-making under pressure. It shows that resources can exist in abundance, but distribution depends entirely on the choices of individuals inside the system. And when those choices become purely self-centered, collapse becomes